The sanctuary will go on without you.
Okay. Okidoki. Okay. Okidoki. Okay.
Operator, Otis has been interfacing with the Foundry's AI precepts. You could say we forged a new connection. If I may say, Operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha ha.
Okay. Is it here? We need a few mods.
I have lived upon a new day, a new purpose. Be well. better.
Electric don't need files. It's fine, but yeah, that's fine. I think it's better.
The business has no stomach for the population control necessary in maintaining a balanced ecosystem. I fear for whatever sanctuary he is building.
Ghost Walker. And Splendid Mercury.
Another time then. Do you feel it
Even
as
from
I do?
here,
We are bonded to this place,
the
to
doors,
this planet.
6 of these, also, bunch of these, and that should be
I
fine.
trust this meets with your approval.
Yeah.
Hanzu's favorite.
You see and are seen.
Yeah. Already have one with filtration. Efficiency.
Handy with a gun or blade.
Nothing. Okay.
Cetus needs you.
So
Business has been good this week. Found a slain client.
parkour velocity. Yeah.
I thank the owner.
Ayo.
Be well.
Shit. Forgot about that. Oh well. Okay. Skip. Solo. Oh, it's night now. Very cool. Beautiful.
Observe. Animal sign.
Stupid. Huh. Follow the trucks. It's up here.
Yet another
What the
Ostia Vasca.
Fuck.
For every one we remove, it seems two more appear. Almost as if in response to our efforts. Our quarry has passed this way. Your echo, Lord. It is prepared? Traditional Ostron hunters and bridge wardens still use the feathers of the Kondrak as fletching for their arrows. Properly skinned and sewn, a Kawaka can make for a useful improvised water skin.
How the hell does this work?
There, sign. We are in someone's territory now. The Mergu, an avian of ridiculous appearance found along coastal regions and by large bodies of water. Mergu circle and squawk at the sight of marine predators. Many an Ostrod fisher owes their life to these odd little birds. Killing one is considered very bad luck. Tranquilizer ready? Regal, is it not? This splendid Mergu is a highly social specimen. Fina, it is well you have saved this one. Populations of splendid Mergu have been in sharp decline since the arrival of the Grineer.
And Ghost Quokka. Okay. Quokka. What the hell was a quokka? Oh, this one. Okay. Oops. Okay.
An exceedingly scarce ghost Quokka, so named for their rarity, and preponderance for disappearing. This is a rare opportunity.
Stupid.
It's prime, this one. Female. The ghost Quokka are birthed in collectives far, far below ground. There, they live on grubs and roots. And this may be their first visit to the surface. I will do what I can to make the experience a pleasant one. Female.
Seems we're here. Might as well.
Female. A rare and hateful guest, this one. I think your welcome on the plains has been well overstayed.
Okay. I think that's it. That's it. Master Tisonai.
Strange that he frowns upon my methods of taking animal life in order to preserve it, while he himself applies the same principles
Okay.
to people.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. This is quite handy for something I need. So this one seems pretty useful in general, even though I just finished all my fucking credits and Ender. Let's see. We technically need bite. Frost show magnetic. Sad restoration is quite handy though. This is a must. This is cool. Alright, I'll do this. So we can't remove either of them. We're gonna change. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, makes sense. Magnetic. So we remove that. It's corrosion. That's fine. Yeah. Just rather have neither of them. It's nice, but
Look here, wine, imbued with the etheric signature of a person you wish to be rid of.
why not? For now. Now we need some risk.
Always a pleasure.
Poor Kaylee thinks this family may yet have a future. Monotony is bearable.
Okay.
Hope?
Oh,
That'll kill ya.
wait a second. Huh. Okay. That's just annoying. Oh, these plus these guarantees. Yeah, I guess. Okay, that's quite cool. These as well. Scarlet. Oh my god. Okay. Scarlet. Nexifera. Nexifera. X1. Amethyst.
Hey friend,
Nexifera.
round up some infested for the ingested if you wouldn't mind. I'd do it myself, but I'm physically inconvenienced. Just mind the predacites. Like any good antibody,
Makes sense.
they'll take you out if they can.
What else? Yeah. Yeah. Wait. Wait a second, 30%? Heat efficiency is not bad at all. Yeah. Huh. These, I think I need that. Got them. Yeah, kills. What? point kills, fuck. Yeah. Huh. That's fine. Really just need this one. Hmm. It's quite fine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not do that.
Bye for now, you shiny thing.
Yes, there are bounties, if you have the interest.
So let's check for Xaku. We need systems and neuroptics. So not the chassis, but the systems.
This
Yeah.
moon requires a curious mind and a firm hand. I'm sure you've apprehended by now that Deimos is... This objects worthy of study have come up in recent scans. Lloyd can take you through the retrieval process.
Anomalous objects or
Tenor, you're close by. Can I beg a moment of your time?
Okay, so we need Scarlet Nexifera. Ah, shit. Hmm.
Oh no! You can't complete the mission now! Boo!
Nexifera. Ah, shit. shit.
This one's an adult.
Okay.
Made it to adulthood.
Yes. Sphere. Amethyst. Also, what the fuck does that? Oh my god. Well, we got, I guess, the iron one. We got Utsenrik. She's annoying. Where the hell? Huh? Please, oh my god, that's so sad. Oh, fuck off.
Fully grown.
Amethyst. Amethyst. Lexivera. Warframe. Let's check the wiki. Hmm. Yep. It's just luck. I guess. Straight in. What's that? Amethyst. Okay.
This one's an adult.
Caustic Cryptilex. Wait. Caustic, okay.
Wrong lure. You'll need to match their call if you want to get their attention. I wonder what you will teach us, my malformed friend. And for you, the agreed sum. Fully grown. Sustain the note, Tenno. If it doesn't sustain, it won't carry. Cryptolexes will respond to a call. Just be sure you're ready with that trank rifle. That's a septic Cryptolex. The Grenier invested quite a bit of time trying to eradicate all these little fellows. Probably because they're infectious. But that's not their fault, is it? They were born that way. To adulthood. Deimos isn't about to run out of these anytime soon.
Oh. It's fine. Oops. Is what we wanted. Oh. Okay. We got what we wanted.
I have the honor of a name and a little taste of freedom. Whatever you're doing out there, Tenno,
This one.
keep at
Wait,
it.
use this- Wait, what? Huh? Did we not just get one? Cost what?
As you wish. I shall languish in weary solitude until you return.
Amethyst. We just got amethyst. Oh my god.
Deimos is unfolding before us like a puzzle box. I must have more
I
samples.
think I'm done for now. Yeah. Okay.
Farewell.
That's fair enough.
Travel safe. See you around.
Yeah.
I am no longer troubled by... Are you... I am sorry we were not able to arrive at a satisfactory arrangement.
Do we need any mods? Nope. Okay. I'm guessing we need Bone Widow. Oh lol. And huh. Cortege. Oh, here it is. 4, 8, 12. Yeah, it's fair.
I am pleased we were able to come to a mutually...
Okay,
I hope that we might be pragmatic in
Fair
all
enough.
aspects of life.
fair enough. We got nothing I wanna play. Yeah, could be really, but which is decent. I don't forgot to plan as well. Yeah, but we're doing medium.
I'm very excited now. The anticipation. Ooh, I always learn so much from a live dissection.
Let's try with Necros. Humor knowledge. Let's try with knowledge first. With shelter. Doesn't matter. It's fine, yep. Okay. Let's try, shall we? Wait, can you get the Gromara Massey rank 8? That seems bastard. It's not good, but that early.
The Queen's Fortress is using a friendly colony near Jupiter as target practice for its new long-distance
Oh my
artillery.
god.
Breach the fortress and destroy the cannon.
Whatever.
Pick up that
Can't
multicoil.
use knowledge here,
You'll use it
can
to
I?
breach the gates.
Hey, what the fuck?
Until now, they've been testing conventional ammunition, but we know that they are about to switch to devastating tectonic munitions. You can't let that happen. Plant the multicoil on the doors. The multicoil is superheating the locking mechanism. Defend it from attack. The multicoil works. Find the Navar cannon.
What the? Okay.
The Grineer know we're here for the cannon. They're priming one last shot with a tectonic round that is capable of destroying the colony in one hit. Do not let that happen. The cannon is priming for a tectonic shot. Hurry, disable the cannon systems before it fires. Cannon is out of operation, but you're not done yet. Find the command center. The command center controls the Navar cannon's telemetry systems. Use it to take out that galleon. This is the command center. You'll need to locate all 3 of the telemetry keys.
Oh my god.
Insert that telemetry key into the console. That's the first key. Good. One more to go.
Okay, what the fuck did I get it?
That's it. We have triangulation. Protect the console while I reprogram the cannon's telemetry.
How do we make Micros work really?
Done. The cannon's telemetry has been reconfigured. Return to the cannon and pull the trigger.
Wow. Boom. I mean, I could do that faster.
Direct
Fucking
hit.
really chuck,
The
yeah.
galleon has been obliterated. Now return to the telemetry system and make sure the cannon stays silent. The targeting mechanism is out of commission. The cannon is useless now. The Grineer will think long and hard before trying to use this weapon again.
Shelter does a decent block damage, but I don't know how it's gonna fare against Necramex in Disruption. Though Disruption is the first one, so that's fine. If we fail it, we just have to do that. The second one was Survival, which should mostly be fine.
Die, lizard! Leech! Bloody worm!
Third one is Alchemy, which is fine as well. I'm wondering if I need Shelter with Necros. As long as I have damage reduction, it should be fine. Or
Your mission is to break into enemy data vaults and steal any intelligence files you find.
oops.
Be on the lookout for increased security measures. The enemy would rather destroy their data than let it get into our hands. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You are surrounded by Grenier Marines. You're nearing the console.
That's not
Trigger
one.
the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
That's easy enough. Oops. Ah.
You've triggered
fuck.
the alarms. Lose this data, and the mission will be a complete failure. Data integrity verified. Retrieval was successful.
Huh? It's easy to do that. Okay.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms. We have everything we came for. Get to extraction.
Okay, so here's the thing. If we can get rid of stuff, this it was one poison. Does it have changed? Oh,
Another job well executed.
wow, okay. didn't know it wasn't an angel. Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Die, lizard!
Oh my god, no.
Leech! Bloody worm!
Actually, it should work. But I'll take this just in case. Or this. Yeah. Yep. Oh, secondary one.
Vernier researcher Tyle Reger has made alarming strides in the field of gene repair. His work would not only reverse centuries of deterioration due to excessive cloning, but also allow for stronger and deadlier genetic molds.
Actually,
Eliminate Regor and put a stop to his work.
wait.
You have me interested, nervous, pacing even. Didn't think you'd come. Such a relief. I'll finally get the chance to hurt you.
Tenno, what did you see? My data stream went dark.
Ember and Excalibur.
I am sensing some signal masking.
This guy is
It will take some time to
leveling
decipher.
stuff up. Okay,
Concentrate on your mission for
fair
now.
enough.
I'm
Okay,
very
yeah, it's
excited
okay.
now. The anticipation. Ooh, I always
Oh, wait,
learn
oh,
so
it's because,
much.
okay, here it is.
Live dissection.
Stuff. Let's go in.
Dissection? No. That sounds too humane. Your death will be painful.
Of course, it doesn't work. Oh wait.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Would you look at you? Worthless, ugly freaks! Gonna pull this ocean down on us if I have to! Come near me, and I'll pound you into a tiny cube.
Oops. Ah. It's probably right. That's what the fuck. How broken is lockdown? Well, now it's
Nowhere left to hide. Nowhere left to run. This is for the tube men.
oh my, oh for fuck's sake. Should have just put Holy crap.
Target down. Assassination contract complete. Great work, Tenno. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You are surrounded by Grineer Marines. Target down. Assassination contract complete.
Okay.
Great work, Tenno.
Rifle Riven mode.
Operator, communications
yes,
await your
okay.
attention. Please
Sure
check
thing,
your
mate.
inbox at your earliest convenience.
Okay, now it's time. We can do Archimedea. Yeah. Let's try it out, shall we? Now,
Come. We have much to accomplish.
we have much to accomplish. Yeah, for sure. Okay, 1200 shield, that's fine. That's so useless. That's like, what, 3000? Yeah, wow. Okay. Then I can-
Several experiments are threatened by the murmur as they near completion.
we need
We shall
either
protect Master
Andera or
Andrade's good works
Ogre.
via a three-phase response. Prepare well. Before the
I like
foe
that
is laid low, we shall not return.
Okukor. Wait, I think that's not too bad, is it? Oh. 12 Ether or Calvacord? No. Calvacord, I think it's pretty shit, so 12 Ether, I guess. It's not good, but it is what it is. Here, which is useful. Okay, this could be useful. With this and this. Yeah, I think that's it now. Oh, wait a second. But Necromex. You can't do that, can you? Yeah, that's quite low, so okay. Unlucky. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's just it. Enemy level 400. So. Oh fuck. This is pretty bad. Yeah. Okay. That's lucky. What does puncture even do? Puncture Warframe. Oh shit. Damn. That's annoying. Why is it back now? Oh. Yeah. That's annoying. Oof. That's also annoying, but I think we can do that with the shelter. Wait, but the correct action, unlucky. Okay, so... Okay, we'll try without it, and if we can't, we'll try building that. Now the thing is... 40, 75% less. That means I have 25. Ooh. 37.5, yeah. So we can't use anything. Holy shit. Yeah. I'm thinking we might just get rid of this. But this could be quite useful. No. I think Loom is better. Yeah, probably. How much strength do we need? 137, right? 137. Let's just calculate it. 37% strength. Okay, we need 155 kills. Holy shit. That's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, we need flow. We need flow. Do this for now. Yep. Hopefully this works. So, 2 necromex, that's fine. That's annoying, super annoying. That's hell of annoying. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Everything here is annoying, but I think we can do it. So let's start. Wait a second. Not yet. So yeah.
Lloyd has tasked us with finalizing prepare for all phases.
A choice because we don't have a
Master in
sack,
driving again.
unfortunately.
Replace him. Quick and clean would be my
And we don't have Oberon. I think Oberon works quite well. We can heal, we can buff damage with +1. That helps you more or something. Right.
updating mission parameters. Secure key material from arterial conduits. I shall monitor your progress
Okay,
from
but we
here.
have Spectre, Archon. That's fine. It's not too bad. Okay. No, too fast, too fast. Let me kill somebody. Ah. Okay, that's good. Come on now. Please. What the fuck, please? Please. Wait till next one. Please. Wait till next one. Oh, it's I got my fucking one. Darn it, oh, wait, okay. What the fuck? Okay. So we can have the damage, just not have the armor efficiency. It needs some damage. These guys can be oh yeah, we can get some armor here. Typhoon Slash. It's quite cool. The Slash is quite good, just it's not as strong as it used to be, mostly because usually just kill them before Slash pops, so level is not that big anymore. Back to his system next oops. Yeah, nice with the boss. Might be children also. That's for the judge of the full damage strip. Maybe. My shot. This is squishy. So maybe something from Tanya. Oh shit, no, that's some bullshit. I wanted to use that. Fuck. Yeah. Really fucking holy shit. Tanya's fuckers, fast as fuck. Even titanium won't. God damn. Really cool. I forgot to put the armor conversion mod, because otherwise this data is borderline unusable. Holy shit. Unless you use like Sight 09 or energized munition, but Sight is actually better without the better weapons. Like an Ogris or a Tsar. But also energized munition is kind of bad, I don't know. I mean, you can use it, but you need a ton of duration, otherwise it's way too annoying to use. Far away, what the fuck? Okay, we're gonna appear. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yeah. What the fuck? What is the meaning? I completely missed it. Yeah, 9 touches. Holy shit. Wait. Fuck me, man. What the fuck killed me? Top damage taken, let's go. As usual. Okay. Section.
You got everything we needed. I would hazard to say this is going swimmingly so far.
God damn. I was really hoping to use a necromech. Okay, that's cool. Wait, no, I haven't done all the syndicates yet. Fuck me. Oh, it's Saffron Simaris at least. Biggest fortune. Ah, unlucky. Okay. Ooh, Tau Forge, let's go! And it's a red one, that's quite handy. Even though I've been using most of them for purple, but that's fine. I should keep a few red ones. Yeah. I needed 5 for Sight and 5 Tau Forge for my fucking Valkyr, so that's fine. But I should keep the next ones.
We're just in time. The Murmur have damaged Master Entrante's experiments, polluting this section. Take this life support and keep them busy while I try to ventilate the area.
are good. I don't know if we kill that. I don't know them. That seems a bit hard. Yeah. One thing, another fucker. Kept it going down there. Holy shit, man. Yeah, I think this is fucking very have story show. This is hard content. Especially because of the piece of high music. Fuck. That's nice. That's good enough. Actually, okay, with him. Come on, team. He's step deeper. I can't, what? Wow. Oh, he's dead. No. Having energy. Oh, you're doing. Okay, cool. I mean, I'm not really good at using martial light. Oops. Oh, fuck off. Oh, oh, shit, oh, shit. Give me energy, please. No. Okay. Don't. Okay. Oh, the chewing gun is fine. That is. It's not even pretty more than that. Oh. I hate my own phone. I expect no transfer. So, yes. What's giving him health? Right. Shit. Fucking hell. Nah. It's unusable. Should I do this?
been a minute later, the off-gassing would have had a terminal effect on Lloyd's experiment as a whole. Stand by for final orders.
Okay. Crescendo, Alpha. Kind of shit, okay. That's cool, that's cool. Last one is alchemy, so that's fine. Oh yeah, I have to make this skills.
Crucible marked. Lloyd's brief demands the urgent retrieval of high-quality elemental
I'm
resources.
not trying.
Prevent
What
enemy
the
sabotage of same. Go!
For you? It's not fucking funny, but okay. Ui, what the fuck happened? That's the shield. Nice, really the fire shouldn't be dying so well. Oh! The vault. Holy fuck, man. Wait, how the fuck do we do the angel without operator? What? Is that impossible? Where the hell did you go and die? Fucker, what the fuck? For fuck's sake, man. What the fuck? Oh god damn it. Wait. I even had operator gotten to shoot them. Fucking. Whoops. Oh! Oh yeah. Wait, what? Wait, am I stupid? Okay. Good? Yep. Okay, just a few more. Ooh, nice. Right. I'm done. Just one here. Yeah, okay. Liver. Here. holding that. Either of them. But that's fine. Okay. Intractable. Down first one. Oh. Okay. What? Wait, they have... Why is doing this? We should do that. Not okay. I love having the game as much as Dante's or Sierra, but still pretty good. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is because we have the debuff that only Eximus can spawn this shit, so cool. Fuck it. So notice I think also spawns these unfilled samples, but it's called pretty good. Oh, what the fuck, man. Okay. Okay. This is kind of a bit scary, but what can you do? Nothing. not take it out. Whatever.
Element secured. That's what Lloyd was after. Well done. And well done me, I suppose. I'm really not designed for this kind of thing.
Oh, it's fine. It's good for PG.
There you are. I would speak with you.
Okay, cool. Melee duplicate, useless. Actually, maybe a few uses, but they're useless. Fine for another purple one. Phosphorus useless. I mean, I could have easily done it without. Because, yeah.
Splendid.
Reset. Let's go.
You are called away. Farewell.
But it did count for. Yeah. Something. I don't know. Something. That's fine. That's fine.
I knew you'd come take
Around
that one.
treasures.
Oh, no, that one.
So
Or...
we would like another
I'm helping.
complex. I don't really care about it. This is cool. But meh. Like this one. And this one. Also these I might just fucking buy it. So let's hide old mods. Don't need it. Don't need it. This could be actually quite cool. No? Yeah, maybe. This could be useful. This could be useful. Useless. Super useful. Probably useless.
Are they too good? What do you think?
The exposure, but for the rest is meh. I mean that's fine, but 200 shields, 30%. That's 40. So 2800. I think it's just heal or vault with 4 thing. It's useful in vault if you wanna go melee, but eh. Yeah, nah. It's useless. Yeah. I mean, I guess. But do you really need critical chance? I don't think so. It's funny. It's useless. Okay, exposure. Taking 3 for sure. Let's see. Okay. Oops. Not this one. This. I need 3. Okay.
Yellow. Like them? Oh, that's a good one.
Okay. We can get streamlined. Let's. No, fuck off. I'm not doing a mission. I'm gonna forget about it. So.
I do wish. I hear it. I'll just be patient with me, Tenno. I am still adjusting to this
I
era.
guess why not? This as well. Yeah.
There we are then.
This. Same thing. Sure.
Would there be anything else, Tenno?
Sure thing.
Very well. Let's rake up the past.
You already have Dante. Have everything, don't we? Yeah. 100,000 only. I guess.
Splendid.
Okay. Exchange.
A
Token.
fresh opportunity to continue my Albrecht's
Yeah,
work.
just
We I wait upon your.
Help me help you. Oh, I love this bit.
streamline. Got it. Easy.
Have fun.
So. Lol. Yeah, let's get decent out there. Yeah, I think it's fine. 2.7. Yeah, that's cool. 5. Yeah, that's good. It used to be 5. It's half. That's nice. Over efficiency, engine efficiency, means damage, armor, I guess. Height, slide damage, mean speed, range, jump height. Most of them are so useless. Okay. I also need this, but it is really. Oh. Wait, isn't this the same as this? Yeah, it should, right? So do we really not use multi-shot? Magnetic. It's fine, but military. Slightly above and we get radiation. That's cool, isn't it? And blast. Radiation, magnetic. Radiation. Gold. Oh, it has innate heat. That's cool. But I wanna keep that. Wait, heat plus electric doesn't it? Oh, I think it this way. This way. Fuck if I know. It's better than blast, isn't it? Yeah. It's fine. Status, toxin, charge rate, no thanks. Ammo maximum might be cool. Yeah, that's fine. Encore, you can wait. Okay. Second Archimedea. Let's go.
Welcome, friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Useless. Yeah, necro. Fucking necros. Oh my god. Boltor though. And Nerd Prime. Nerd Prime is not that cool. Boltor is moving out as well. I don't think so though. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Hopefully we kill some Scaldra units for the mission as well. 2 birds with 1 stone, yeah.
Get ready for a deep dive into Okay, get your loadout ready because once you're locked in, I cannot pull you out without the whole run going to hell.
I mean, we can chase it with Octavia. Just use 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't feel like it, right? Ether Sword and Kestrel. Okay. With Kestrel, I guess it could be good if I already have Potato for some reason, but I don't think I do. Yeah. No, I'm not putting one. So that's a dead weapon. Ether Sword. We have Potato for some reason, maybe it got gifted. Nope. Okay. What I will do is Primed Fury, Primed Reach. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's stunned kind of right. Reach and heal. Yeah. Cool. What the fuck is it called? Cool Star. Twin Gremlins. Nope. Calato. I talked. Yeah. Amalgam. Yep. And Arbor. Pact. And Seeker. Yeah, sure. That's helpful. The lens is. Oops. Was a time it used to be good. Now it isn't. Because. Yeah. That's not good. Not at all. Oh. Take a prime tool. It is quite good against the against weak spots because this deals a ton of damage. 1.7, we are sure. That head, even more, plus 30% headshot multiplier, plus 75%. So, oh wow. Plus 300% weak point damage, a 300% critical chance, so we get to like a lot. Get to red crits, yeah, we get to possibly red crits. That's the only technique to get to red crits and more. Status with corrosive, is it right? Huh. Okay. I don't have to. Fuck me. I mean, I'm taking that, but either Meg or Octavia. Meg Prime. I don't know what Meg does. Yeah, sure. Okay, this is the pool. Yeah. Do they have augments? Shit, only this one. Okay. Isn't that quite good? Huh.
Making this video, I have never actually played Mag, and what a mistake that was, but we passive negates the need for fetch is really useful. Next up though is something that for quite a while now has actually been pretty positively received, and that is Pull, her first ability. Pull is simple in effects, yet executes them extremely well. Casting costs 25 energy, where then a magnetic vortex will be generated in front of Mag. Note that the placement will always occur in the direction of your reticle, but the actual vortex itself will generate a few meters in front of Mag's hip. The effect present following that is a very aggressive pull on all enemies within the base 25-meter range, a 90-degree cone, and within loose line of sight, by which I mean as long as you can see some part of the enemy on screen and they are obviously within the other parameters, they will be pulled. Otherwise, enemies that are within 6 meters of Mag herself in any direction will also be pulled towards this vortex. Do note that that radius is unadjustable by range. Simultaneously, they will suffer 300 magnetic damage and be ragdolled, which opens them up to melee ground finishers. Importantly, Pull is a one-handed action, which means that things like reloading, shooting, moving, etc. can still occur while casting, which is far more useful than you think it is, trust me. Its augment of Greedy Pull, while not being featured in any builds today, is actually quite useful, causing Pull to also drag in any sort of pickup on cast, this functioning the same as it would for enemies. Honestly, this one sees marginal use on Mag herself for me. Rather, I love using this one on Zaku, as it is a helmet, and their Vast in Time is a great box breaker. Videos because action. For all intents and purposes, the tap or targeted version of Magnetize is the only one we care about and will make use of. The hold or protective version does look really cool, but is really not that useful. Requiring an enemy to cast on, once done, the initial target will be anchored in place, entirely immobilized as a base 4-meter sphere encompasses them, dragging in all enemies within 8 meters as well. This pull will continue to take effect as long as, and don't ask me why, the initially cast upon enemy's model is still being rendered, dead or not. So yes, you can kill them and the pull will still exist, but probably not for long if using things like heat. The main mechanic present here is that while it is active, all bullets, whether it be from enemies or players, projectiles, and polarized shards, will be redirected towards its center. There is a 2x damage multiplier that does scale with strength applied to said attacks, but it only affects the initially cast upon target. More importantly though, the field will absorb 25% of the damage dealt to it, dealing it per second in full to every enemy within it as magnetic damage in half-second increments. Damage will decrease linearly from the center down to 50% and does not take critical hits into account, though multi-shot, base damage, elemental, and separate projectiles from certain weapon increments per second in full to every enemy within it, but it only affects the initially cast upon target. More importantly though, the field will absorb 25% of the damage dealt to it, dealing it per second in full to every enemy within it as magnetic damage in half-second increments. Damage will decrease linearly from the center down to 50% and does not take critical hits into account, though multi-shot, base damage, elemental, and separate projectiles from certain weapons will be taken into account. If the initial target you cast upon dies, the field will destabilize at the end of its duration and deal 300 base blast damage in a scaling 15-meter radius. On top of that, each time an enemy is hit by any blast damage, and separate projectiles from certain weapons will be taken into account. If the initial target you cast upon dies, the field will
25 range.
destabilize at the end of its duration and deal 300 base blast damage in a scaling 15-meter radius.
Wait, what?
Certain weapons will be taken into account. If the initial target you cast upon dies, the field will destabilize at the end of its duration and deal 300 base blast damage in a scaling 15-meter radius. On top of that, each time an enemy is hit by any sort of damage tick inside the bubble, 100% of that is added onto this explosion and makes it quite the effective area nuke. This probably sounds like a lot, and to be honest with you, it is. So for your sake and a little bit mine, I will break this one down. A massive thank you goes to Suckmutt, another YouTube friend of mine, for helping out not only with the following explanation from his own amazing mag guide, but also for giving me some pointers when I asked him for some help, because he is the mag main. Please go check his channel out. To visually explain everything, we will use an unmodded Archiplasmor, which has 600 base damage. We will now cast a bubble onto this level 50 charger, as it has no damage reduction of any kind, the recipient of this being another level 50 charger. Casting bubble and firing a single shot, then leaving the bubble alone to run its course, will leave us with a total of 8 damage ticks. The math behind this looks as shown. There is the 8 times we inflict 600 damage on the target times by 0.25 added to the initial 300 base blast damage from the ability, which finalizes us with 1500 damage, and in game, those results are reciprocated. This damage too does decrease linearly within its range and will respect line of sight. All things considered, you cast this one on a big group of enemies, you shoot at them and they get absolutely eviscerated. and then the bubble itself will explode again to kill everything around it. To expedite that process though, the augment magnetized discharge should be used. Magnetized discharge allows you to recast the ability when aiming at any active bubble to detonate it for no additional energy cost at any time. If they somehow manage to not die from this explosion, there is a scaling chance they will be disarmed, beginning at 50% for 100 strength and going up to 100% at 200 strength. Otherwise, it passively adds 45% range to magnetize, which allows it to bypass the traditional 280% range cap for a total 325, which gives 13 meters to the bubble itself in every direction and 48.75 meters to the explosion radius. So besides that, if you thought this ability was good already, when using it with the right weapons, say the Tenet Archiplasmor, Jesus Christ, more on that soon, as it is literally mag the gun. Before moving on though, a commonly overlooked aspect of Magnetize is the crowd and area control aspect that it provides. Because all enemy projectiles are redirected into it, placing it down on a choke point will completely negate the ability for you to take any damage from that angle. The only thing is that if you are using it like this, be sure to have the augment on so you can just prematurely explode the bubble so you don't also shut yourself and possibly your teammates off from damaging that angle too. Alright, I believe that takes the cake for the longest ability explanation in recent Kai history, so to solve that, there is Polarize, which is far less complicated. Polarize costs 75 energy to cast and will have Mag emit a spherical pulse of magnetic energy, beginning at 8 meters and expanding outwards for another 5 seconds at 5.9 meters per, totaling to 37.5 meters. If coming into contact with players, them and Mag herself will have their shields refilled by 400, this effect extending to pretty much everything that has shields in the game, from companions to specters to defense objectives, you name it. If it has shields, this ability can increase them. They will not overflow into overshields, but if they come into contact with enemies, one of two things will occur initially. If the enemy has shields, they will be temporarily drained by a base 400. If the enemy has armor, they will be permanently drained by 400, as well as taking true damage equal to the amount removed. Following that, they will produce a violent outburst of magnetic energy that inflicts 200 enemy initially. If the enemy has shields, they will be temporarily drained by a base 400. If the enemy has armor, they will be permanently drained by 400, as well as taking true damage equal to the amount removed. Following that, they will produce a violent outburst of magnetic energy that inflicts 250% of the amount of drained shields or armor as magnetic damage to all enemies within 4 meters that does diminish with range, yet is not limited by line of sight, and is increased by 0.55 meters for each meter that the wave covers as it expands. Honestly, I said this one was less complicated than Magnetize, and it is, but after all of that, drained enemies will drop a singular polarized shard that will linger on the ground for 30 seconds, there being a non-scaling 50% chance for them to drop 2. Yeah, this one's also kind of crazy. My bad. By coming within 3 meters of these shards, they will gravitate towards Mag and begin to orbit her rapidly, damaging any enemy that comes within 1 meter of her. This damage begins at 50 and is evenly distributed between Puncture and Slash at 50% per, and that is a forced proc per instance of damage dealt. They will scale beyond that initial 50 dependent on the amount of shields or armor drained on cast, with a 0.25x prefix added onto it too. Now, concerning ability synergies, there are none between Pol or Magnetize, but I bring this up now because Polarize does in fact synergize with those two in quite interesting ways. Pol, firstly, will just drag in all the shards within its range to Mag, easing her of the need to go grab them herself, but Magnetize will steal those shards away from her and trap them inside the bubble, where they will then just up. This is due to the shards not being limited by any sort of hit registration and just continually hitting enemies over and over again. There is more to this we will cover later concerning a strong helmet ability interaction and polarized shards being coded as weapons, but for now, this ability is also a one-handed cast, reaping all those benefits on top of everything else. The augment of Counterpulse adds the ability for Polarize to jam enemy weapons and shut off robotic type enemies for 4 seconds when encompassing them. The duration here will scale, though I honestly don't see much use with this one because of the effects present from another augment mod that you must use if you're playing Mag. Still though, for level cap purposes or if you just want an added layer of survivability, this is a pretty damn good one, and it's kind of fun to just shut off all enemies whenever you like. Polarize, while seemingly really good, and it is, ends up being the ability most subsumed over by the general populace because its effects are so hard to notice in general gameplay, and also because the rest of her kit is so good and kinda does everything this ability does alongside other stuff, which is why I say that its effects are hard to notice. Regardless, it's still a really good one, but Crush though? Well, for a minute it might seem underpowered, but you'll see why it is far from that shortly. Casting costs a massive 100 energy and will have Mag somehow magnetize the bones of all enemies within 18 meters, suspending them midair and, wow, this sounds graphic, forcefully compressing their bodies in on themselves to deal 1500 magnetic damage over 3 damage ticks and knocking them down on the 3rd. Additionally, Mag and allies will receive 25 shields per enemy afflicted per tick up to a maximum of 75 per enemy. The damage portion of this ability is kind of irrelevant for anything past Earth, to be honest, but the shields portion, which does overflow into overshields, is so insanely nice and allows you to cap you and your team's shield on every cast in Steel Path. It also, like Polarize, extends to defense objects, specters, companions, etc, etc. It has 0 line of sight checks and is the only full body animation ability present in her kit at base, but as long as you bullet jump into a cast, you should be fine. The only other issue still present here is that insanely long 1.5 second casting time, and that's not gonna roll, so here's what we're gonna do about it. Starting off with the Augment Fracturing Crush. This applies a non-scaling 50% casting speed buff to the ability, complete enemy Crush. This applies a non-scaling 50% casting speed buff to the ability, complete enemy immobilization, and also allows it to armor strip enemies, beginning at 75% per cast, requiring 134 strength to full strip in a single. Immobilized enemies will be unable to move, though they can still shoot at you, but it is useful nonetheless. It also affects Eximus units. Think of just how crazy everything I just told you is. With its crazy high base range that at 280% goes all the way up to 50.4 meters, it doesn't have an enemy cap, you can both refill your entire shield bar including overshields in every cast, stop every enemy dead in their tracks, and finally remove all of their armor so they pretty much just fall over when you barely even touch them. Yeah, this one is also insanely good. So with the past, let's see, 6 pages of abilities all done and covered, you should understand now why Mag is honestly in contention for one of the best frames in the entire game. What does she not have? One of the strongest damage abilities in Magnetize, fantastic grouping in Pull, Polarize and its multitude of benefits, and Crush. I mean, come on. So what more is there possibly to talk about? Well, besides the helmet setups and synergies I have, there is So moving back on over to Magnetize. Shooting into the bubble will redirect the shots fired back into it, and if you have infinite punch through on the weapon used, well, it will just bounce around in the bubble infinitely, but sadly only hit enemies once due to a term coined by Suckmutt as hit registration. Hit registration is the fact that once an enemy has registered a hit by a projectile, it will be unable to be hit by it again under no circumstance. Sort of, because
make this one. It's not too bad, I guess. This is shit. This is kinda craziness. Nope. Nope. Nah. But this isn't too bad in this case, but oh, this is cool, but not here. This is cool as well, but not here. What the fuck is this? Huh? Okay. Yeah. Oh. How many are there? Holy shit. colors. Bad lighting, actually. Yeah, definitely. Holy shit. I wonder if I do this. Switch them. Nope. Did go through. Okay, sigils. Why does it go over there? What? Ah, that's too shit. What can we do? No, but no, forget. Okay, and we gotta test it.
There are, of course, exceptions. For us, that's going to consist of either polarized shards just being polarized shards, in contention for one of the best frames in the entire game. What does she not have? One of the strongest damage abilities in Magnetize, fantastic grouping in Pole, Polarize and its multitude of benefits, and Crush. I mean, come on. So what more is there possibly to talk about? Well, besides the helmet setups and synergies I have, there is So moving back on over to Magnetize. Shooting into the bubble will redirect the shots fired back into it, and if you have infinite punch through on the weapon used, well, it will just bounce around in the bubble infinitely, but sadly only hit enemies once due to a term coined by Suckmutt as hit registration. Hit registration is the fact that once an enemy has registered a hit by a projectile, it will be unable to be hit by it again under no circumstance. Sort of, because there are of course exceptions. For us, that's going to consist of either polarized shards just being polarized shards, but the more fun option is absolutely the Tenet Archiplasmor. Archiplasmor's Tenet version is acquired from a sister of Parvos, the progenitor you should use absolutely being heat for reasons to be specified later. Differing it from the base version is its added ability to have shots fired bounce off the first surface they make contact with, which is good alone, but this takes the aforementioned hit registration issue and entirely negates it, as each bounce is technically coded as a new projectile that can again damage the same enemy over and over. But even more powerful is that for whatever reason, each enemy hit also counts as a ricochet, which then again resets the hit registration. And because mag bubbles just group every enemy on top of one another, the two combined together can again damage the same enemy over. It's good alone, but this takes the aforementioned hit registration issue and entirely negates it, as each bounce is technically coded as a new projectile that can again damage the same enemy over and over. But even more powerful is that for whatever reason, each enemy hit also counts as a ricochet, which then again resets the hit registration. And because mag bubbles just group every enemy on top of one another, the two combined together does that. Now, if you thought that was insane, sets that for whatever reason, each enemy hit also counts as a ricochet, which then again resets the hit registration. And because mag bubbles just group every enemy on top of one another, the two combined together does that. Now, if you thought that was insane, Archiplasmor also happens to be one of the sort of rare weapons that benefits from multiplicative gun CO. Gun CO or gun condition overload refers to the galvanized mods of Aptitude, Savvy, and Shot. These mods are pretty much just condition overload but for weapons, adding 40% more damage to enemies per unique status effect present on them, this stacking 2 times up to 80% in Galvanized Savvy's case. Like 90% of the weapons in game, they will have their damage from this mod be added onto the base damage source increases that you already have, like Prime Point Blank or Primary Merciless. By that I mean have a full stack of Primary Merciless, where you would just add the damage from Galvanized Savvy onto it. In certain weapon cases though, mostly those who function as a projectile, it will actually multiply with said base damage increases, and this is definitely unintended, but it's been present ever since their introduction and is significantly stronger than if it just additively stacked with them. The statuses applicable to Savvy include the 3 IPS elements, the 13 elemental statuses, the 2 unique ones in Void and Tau, and the 3 hidden statuses of Lifted, Knockdown, and Microwave. So most other mag videos you're gonna see are gonna say that to benefit from this, you should use a primer like Epitaph, but nah, we got something better. Why use a primer when you can build literally every single element on Archiplasmor itself? So when you have heat as the base element from the progenitor, initially you begin with heat and radiation. Add in Prime Charge Shell and Contagious Spread, we can get corrosive damage too, Magnetic Strafe afterwards adding said element into the mix also, and finally Chilling Reload to combine with the progenitor heat for Blast, which leaves us with corrosive, magnetic, radiation, and blast. Oh, and Nourish is going to feature on the first build today, so we've got Viral for this one too. Yeah, just consider the fact that all those elements give us damage multis to pretty much every faction, and that Plasma will bounce around a ton in the bubble, which makes triggering these statuses themselves pretty easy. We absolutely want that because firstly, Corrosive will armor strip if they somehow aren't already, Magnetic will increase damage towards shields and overguard, Radiation is actually useless, we can skip that one. Blast though? Blast is blast. More explosions is always going to be good. And Viral? Who doesn't want an at base 2x damage multiplier and at max 3.25x? Though honestly, they won't even survive that long. Yes, this build will one-shot anything at level cap, Acolytes included. So besides all that, Galvanized Diffusion for multi-shot obviously, Cleanse Orkin or your applicable faction for another additional multiplier, use either Vigilante Armaments or any other QOL mod here if you don't want to use them, and then finally Prime Point Blank for our base damage to multiply with Gun CO, as our Arcane slot is filled by Shotgun Vendetta. On achieving a shotgun kill within 5 meters of a target, Vendetta will add 180% more multi-shot and 75% more reload speed to Plasmor, two stats that it really loves. Finally, Galvanize Excel to increase the bounces in the bubble. Not that it's needed to be honest, but like, why not? The reason no crit mods are used here is because bubble damage doesn't scale off of them, so it's actually a waste to apply them, but I believe that fully covers Archiplasmor, and why it is literally Mag the Gun. What build is going to be used with this though? Well, as you may have expected, and definitely have confirmed, it is Nourish. Don't worry, two far more less common builds after this one if you fancy, but Nourish is just really great on Mag. Besides the viral for Plasmor, which we've already covered, Mag is a caster frame, and this build having some souped off for 1 really dives into that playstyle, so an energy multiplier is really useful. Viral as a status is also really damn good, which is easily applied to entire tiles from the explosion and our high range stat. Besides that, there is a unique synergy here with polarized shards. Polarized shards are coded as weapons on the back end, which means they benefit from certain universal buffs like Nourish, so now they will deal 75% more damage, and because the shards lack the previously mentioned hit registration issue, they will also proc the viral status itself really damn fast for that 3.25x multiplier. This is a cool and powerful, albeit kind of useless thing because of just how much we spam Plasmor, so proc the viral status itself really damn fast for that 3.25x multiplier. This is a cool and powerful, albeit kind of useless thing because of just how much we spam Plasmor and Magnetize, so even though I've dropped Pull for Nourish on my build, it will work the exact same if you swap that for Polarize and keep Pull. Concerning Mag herself, yeah, I've cooked up 3 crazy builds for you guys, but before that, if you could like this video and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. It helps out, and I have many more plans for so much content to come soon that you definitely don't want to miss. Before the mods, Archon shards are going to have to be 2 casting speed shards, no foregoing those. Less necessary is a blue energy max shard and purple equilibrium shard, but you'll come to really appreciate them, the purple shard in particular practically working like base equilibrium because of Nourish's energy multiplier. Besides that, on Mag herself, most of the modding choices are going to make a lot of sense based off of what I've said already. Bolt Augment obviously, and then 265 range to scale the bubble and crush mainly. The rest of these slots are going to be filled with Growing Power, Blind Rage, Humble Intensify, and Prime Continuity. High Strength is really just here to scale Nourish, as the rest of her kit doesn't need much past 150 anyways. Duration at 155 is very comfy and means that if you don't want to run Blind Rage, you can swap it for Transient for a slight duration and strength loss in trade for easier energy economy. The same really goes for most of the strength mods too. If you want to run more survivability or casting speed or whatever you want, the build is super open. She's not that stat hungry. Augments wise though, Energize is my only hard recommend, and then I use Augmented, but if you'd rather use anything else,
Interesting. Just listen it. Yeah. Okay. This. Huh. Combat 4. Accelerate efficiency, shift capacity. Keep pressing. Sure thing. Go primary. Plasma.
Perché per citare tardi ce ne vuole.
Sì.
Oh cazzo. Quanto mi vedevi? La vedevi. Sì, ma sto dato stavano giù, no?
Vabbè. Prima o poi cadrò.
Cosa stai fumando? Tranne attacchi.
Sono Archimedea, vuoi venire anche te? O dormi?
Adesso farlo fa domani.
Sì, perché giusto per streamando, anche se tanto c'è nessuno, ma... Oh, faccio anche domani, non è un problema.
Puta.
Sì, tranquillo.
Non so, adesso mi pare di non...
Sì, tranquillo.
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return covered in blood. Safe and sound.
Get ready for a deep dive into causality. Got a set of crisis events lined up for you. Make sure we get a gold star on each one. Lab day. Yay! Here's the dealio. We get those health scrubbers online, and I monitor their sensor clusters for any signs of void encroachment. Cool? Cool.
Yeah, chemistry was more my thing, but you lead the way.
Ready for a deep dive into cause? Got a set of crisis events lined up for you. Make sure we get a gold star on each one.
Mm.
Sono su un paio di batterie piccole per caso, che non ho più dato tutti i romani né questo.
Prova a scaricare un'app per il telefono magari, domani la compriamo. Prova a scaricare un'app per il telefono.
Sì, non mi fanno accendere qua.
Ah, boh.
Devo essere connessi lì, lo sai.
Ma ci dovrebbe essere il tasto per accendere da qualche parte.
So, let's get started. Things are gonna be